Hello and welcome back to Kevin Can't Play today. We've got a game that we're trying to record yesterday, but it didn't quite work out. And since I got up early enough today, I figured we'd just record a video. Got OBS to actually record it, so yeah, we'll give it a shot. Now this is a game that I've been looking forward to having another copy of for a very long time. Game's I think just over 10 years old at this point, but still really holds up. Game is Sword of the Stars, which is one of the best strategy games I've ever had the pleasure of playing. And yeah, I mean, it's old, so the graphics aren't the best. There are mods to kind of update them, make them look really fancy. Then there's Sword of the Stars 2, which is very, very pretty. Not quite as fun, but still a good game. Anyway, the reason I'm so excited is because I lost my copy of it a while back, and you couldn't find it anywhere. Now it is on sale on Steam for 10 bucks. I mean, dirt cheap for any game, highly worth the 10 bucks to play. I would very much recommend it, and we'll get into this here. We're trying to keep it a little short today, so we're just going to kind of do the basics here. Do a single player game. Now, this is what's really cool. You got, all these different sorts of galaxies you can play in. I usually pick random just to make it interesting. I mean, you've got just all sorts of really cool types of maps to run with. Real space map, which is pretty cool. This one's interesting. But yeah, so it's a really cubes. Yeah, that one's actually pretty entertaining. Hollow sphere. This one's really rough for some species, depending on their space travel. Again, that's why I like to go with a random, just to make it interesting. And yeah, we'll include all the different races. Have those, right? You can set the combat turn length from a couple minutes to up to 10 minutes, which is really cool. Strategic turn length, although you can't really play it online anymore, there's no servers for it. You can still do LAN games with it, which is pretty cool. So strategic turn length can be really good for that. Allowing alliances and teams, setting the difficulty. We'll leave it on easy for this one. And we'll go into Tarkus. Haven't started up a new Tarkus game yet. So yeah, this is just kind of how you get going. Do this real quick. Yeah, we were playing Tarkus. Hold on, I'm going to... Oh wait, I don't know how to do that. Okay. Never mind, I'm not going to pause the video. Yeah, we'll just keep it rolling. We'll go with red. I like red. And let's pick a avatar that's not... this one's pretty cool. Go with that guy. Let's pick a fleet symbol. That one, it matches my face. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Done. We'll just set up some other ones here just for fun. Leave them on random. Let's see. Hyper, random. Random Lear. Yeah, there's several different races. I think a total of 7 now. And they all have their own different specialties. They have their own different ways of travel. And they're all pretty damn cool. We'll leave those two random. So, I mean, again, this is a game that is easy to learn, but very difficult to master. And you've got both the strategic turn, which you do all your random stuff. Ooh, that's a interesting galaxy. Make for some interesting fights in the middle there. So yeah, this is your galaxy map. You can spin it around, do whatever. And you can come in and focus in on the planets. Don't really know what we're doing here yet. Got a few colonies there. And then you have your home planet, which is the one with the star in it. So let's go into design first. And you start off with only destroyers, sometimes riders. Yeah, we got a rider. Okay, let's see what we got for weapon tech. Go with this assault shuttle. So we'll go with the sniper cannon. It's a pretty good one for assault shuttles. Gives you a nice long range. But yeah, you get to customize your ships with all sorts of different stuff. And I am using a particular mod called ACM, which gives you a few more weapon designs and some other technology you can unlock, including point defense cannons, which is pretty much invaluable. And it's unlocked for all the races, so it's balanced that way. It also reskinned the oh wait, forgot to save that design. I don't know why I didn't just call it that.
This design will be saved for future reference.
So yeah, you can actually name all your different types of ships and stuff.
Yes, Vakona. Ship design ready
remove
for
old
construction.
designs that you don't like anymore. Alright, let's go to an armor. Armors are fun. This is your main kind of battleship, I guess. But you have a choice of different hulls, so you can do armor, assault shuttle carrier, colonizers, very vital. Extended range, which have nice extra range, can get you a lot farther, but they're a little lighter armored. Defense platforms, mine layers, spinal mounts. Oh, we have spinal mounts. Nice. You get random. You start with random stuff from the tech tree. So sometimes you get something really cool, sometimes not. You have to research it. Tankers. Yeah, we'll work on an armor here real quick. Got some nukes. We'll go with a cannon ship, and it actually shows you the arc of fire for it, and you also have about, I think, a 90-degree up and down on them. But this is, how far it turns. Really good for watching your defenses. Standard command's not bad. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we got strafe. Strafe is kind of cool, but it's all forward mount. But it's a lot of forward mount. Yeah, so we got strafe and standard command. We'll go with the standard. Yeah, we'll go with standard command for the destroyers. Just to give us a little bit more direction of fire. It's not bad for a point defense place. I haven't ran this race in a while, so that's a good point defense right there. And we'll put a point defense there. A point defense is nice because it'll shoot down enemy fighters, missiles, and torpedoes. And we'll put other cannons out the sides there. We'll call this a DE cannon.
This design will be saved
And I
for
also
future
like
reference.
one that has missile launchers. We'll put sniper cannons on that one. Just have a little bit more range and keep my missile launchers a little further out of range. Oh, I gotta get rid of that. Save that one as DE. Oops. Missile.
Yes, Vakona.
We'll get rid of the
Ship design ready for
regular
construction.
armor. Let's go with tanker. We want for tanker. Standard command will be fine. Not a whole lot for point defense, so we're just gonna. That's all we're going to give it is pretty much point defense. And yeah, sniper cannons. Oh, I forgot to check to see if we got 8 engine types. No, we're just stuck on fission for right now. With DE tanker.
This design will be saved for future reference,
Get rid of that old
Vakona.
one. Colonizers. Again, we'll just mostly load it up on point defense. And yeah, leave sniper cannon. Save design. I'm calling them all DEs for their type destroyer.
Yes, Vakona. Ship design
That old
ready for
one.
construction.
Extended ranges are great for scouting. They're really good for scouting. Let's see where our weapons looking like. It's actually not a bad spot for a point defense right there. We put the point defense up top. That's a tough choice. Yeah, I think we'll put the point defense up there. You know, we actually might as well do a strafe up front there. Put some cannons in there. Cannons there. Cannons there. Cannons there. And point defense. Unfortunately, with this species, for the extended range, I can't put a missile launcher on there, so we're pretty much just stuck with cannon. But we'll be fine with that. DEX. Oh wait, let's do DEXR. Since I can only do the one type, we'll just
This design will be saved for future reference, Vakona.
Yeah, that's a pretty good loadout. I want to put some point defenses in there. Enemy missiles coming in. Pretty vulnerable to missiles and fighters, so some point defense is probably a good idea. DF, D,
Yes, Vakona. Ship design ready for construction.
So any other types to? Oh yeah, we got plenty of others to work on. Salt carrier. You have different models of shuttles. You can or fighters. You can put them in there. Put that. Yeah, that'll be good.
This design will be saved for future reference, Vakona.
Oh, medium defense platform. Nice. Just blaster cannon. How'd that work? So like putting something other than just missiles. But I don't have anything else that's in a medium category, so we'll just leave it at that. We'll put some point defense on here. Oops. And call that good.
Yes, Vakona. Ship design ready for construction.
Mine layers, these are great for your planetary defense forces. If you got a fleet stationed around your planet, these guys are great for that. So we can actually alter that. Put point defense up there, point defense there. Put some more close range. It's good to get those mines in close.
This design will be saved for future reference, Vakona.
Spinal mounts are nice because on smaller ships they mount a extra large weapon. Which we'll leave it at the. Really, it's got very low damage though. But it's also a large weapon, which means it's still going to do a lot more damage than a smaller mounted weapon. So we'll leave it at that for now. Yeah, point defense. Yeah, we'll leave it like that.
Yes, Vakona. Ship design ready for construction.
Ship designs we can do right now. So build. Go straight to the build. And you can, let's see, we'll go with a mine layer, add to queue, and you can add as many as you want there. And it'll tell you about how long it's estimated to take based on your budgeting. And how wealthy and material rich the planet is. So some planets are better than others for building stuff. Right now we'll just do some defense platforms. And that should take us about 2 turns.
We will build as you command, Vakona.
And you can just go to all your worlds, do the same thing. See, this world is going to take 4 turns to complete all of those.
Shipyards at your disposal.
This one's a size
Vakona.
2. Not much resources. Your infrastructure's good there, though. Industrial output's good. Income. Now, later in the game, planetary budget kind of matters. Especially if you have trade and stuff. Becomes more important. Early in the game, it doesn't really matter much. Over harvest, I never use really, unless it's on an empty planet that doesn't have anything. Then I'll over harvest because it doesn't really matter. Now this one should take a long time to get all these. Because it's a small planet with low population, low resources.
Yes, Vakona. We'll have the ships out in no time.
I like to get these small ones out first because they take a lot less time.
You heard him. We must
This one might be a
increase the
good
fleet.
shipyard later because it's a size 6. But it's low resources, so maybe not.
We will build as you command, Vakona.
Oh, I got those going. Oh, that's my home planet. So yeah, that's how that goes. You just build up what you need. Research. This is one that takes a long time to master. what to get first, what's more important than others. Um, yeah, it can be a mess, and you get random stuff, so you don't necessarily have um, everything you normally would in other games. So let's see. Let's pick something to research here. A lot of good stuff. Cruiser construction that unlocks the next stage of ships. I think it's like 4 different stages. There's destroyers, cruisers, dreadnoughts, and then there's one bigger class, but I almost never get to it. Battle computer. Oh man, these are all good. Where? There we go. Advanced command and control. This should unlock us the command ship type.
This may be the egg we need to crack, Varkona.
And yeah, never boost your research more than like 25k. The more you boost it, the more risk of something bad happening, like everything blowing up. And we'll adjust that there. Giving us 50% of our budget going to research, the rest to savings, because we spent a lot on our defenses, which lowered it to 6 turns to finish. And that's probably it for this turn. I don't think we got anything else to do. You got other stuff up here like diplomacy. Don't know, you haven't met anybody else, so that's not really important. However, you can just quit your game right there. This shows you any intel from like battles you run into, people, your rank. I'm 8th in colonies, but I think everybody's tied at 8th for that. A little higher on technology. Yeah, I think everybody's tied on that right now. You can deal with your population manager. This once you have access to other races and you incorporate them into your empire, you can adjust what percentage of the population is your race compared to their race. So good for later in the game. But we'll end this turn and see what happens. I just had something crash, didn't I? What's that? Yep, crashed. Oops. Yeah, give me a sec. Let me get back in there. Probably because I'm trying to run OBS along with it. This might take a sec. Takes a bit to load in, especially with the ACM mod in. And I'll also include the link to the ACM mod in the description so you can get it. It's really neat. Alright, I'll show you the basics of how to set it up. So we'll go into a currently running game, which I kind of wanted to do anyway, so it kind of works out. This is one we've gone 100 turns. This is where I'm playing humans. So you'll get to see the different ship designs. Yeah, this is the basic human ships, which I think are really neat looking. This is with the ACM mod again. The ones that standard in the game are not as cool. I mean, they're all right, but I think the theme of the ACM modded ones is a lot more closer to what humans would actually develop for space. And see, this one we got all sorts of crap unlocked, except for we don't have much in the way of command nodes. But we got a lot more um, propulsion stuff unlocked there. Get rid of this real quick so it quits flashing. Crap. Get rid of this. It's in the way. And yeah, here's the map that we're working on. This one's various clusters that are spread out all over the place. See what we got going on. Yeah, this is my planet here. With humans, you have to travel along these lines. There's no other way to travel, so sometimes you have to unlock certain things to get anywhere. Like, it took me forever to get to this planet down here, which I'm still just exploring, and that unlocked this planet down here, which unlocks my ability to go to this cluster. This one I actually started off with because I had this planet as a main planet. But it still took me a long time to get the technology to get that distance without running out of fuel and just taking for absolutely ever to get there. I think like 522 turns is the estimated without some upgrades. So humans can be a bit of a challenge. They're one of the more advanced species, but I really like the look of them, so that's what we got. All right, in this one we got some diplomacy going on. We're actually allied with Kekarops the Terrible. We have encountered the Pure. They're bordered with Necrops over here. And they're of the Zul race, which are horrible. They're fun to play, but oh man, they're a pain to fight against. And then we're also friends with another Moor guy over here. We got a non-aggression pact here. We're not allied with him, but we got a non-aggression pact, so we won't shoot at each other. And he's got a couple ships. No, not there. He's got one at Lupus. Yeah, he's got one at Lupus there. With non-aggression pacts, you can travel to each other's planets and through them without causing a fight. With your allies, you actually get to see their colonies. So we can go up here to their home planet. Check it out. Oops, what'd I do? Oh, it doesn't let me see the stats for it yet because I haven't explored it. But it shows me where they're at, what they're doing. Like I said, they've got the Zul over here that they're dealing with. I'm still slowly expanding, so consolidating my power on my home cluster. So we haven't gone to start helping them yet or settling any of the planets they can't settle. Each race has their own tolerances to what sort of planets they can settle. This can also be changed. Let's roll over to where are we at? Genetics. Genetics allows you to do stuff like atmospheric adaptation, environmental tailoring. I'm currently working on terraforming bacteria, which helps speed up the terraforming of a new planet. Environmental tailoring and atmospheric adaptations increases the range of what you can live in. So Proxima, my home planet's got, we're right in the middle there. We're in the Goldilocks zone. But it expands either direction, either too hot, too cold. We'll go this one. Too cold. So its cost to terraform and settle is prohibitive. Means don't bother. You can settle it. It'll take up a huge portion of your budget. This gray bit here is my current terraforming right now. So it takes up a good chunk of my budget. So this one's really not worth it. So I've just got a defense fleet stationed there and calling it good. Later on I'll get some miners and we'll start strip mining these planets because it's got a decent amount of resources. It's got asteroids, so it can actually give you quite a bit of resources. But again, it's in the red zone there, so it's not worth trying to habitate. The more you grow your ability to to be in certain areas, the whiter the green and yellow bar will get. I think one of the other games I played, I actually had all green. I could pretty much settle any planet I wanted to, uh, which is nice. Let me try and find a planet we're currently. Ah, here we go. This one we're currently terraforming. So it's still kind of a dirt ball. But the more you terraform it, the more like a habitable planet it'll start looking um, in there. So it's starting to get some green, some seas and clouds. But it's still in the kind of cold zone, but just barely just barely inside it. And got terraforming going at a high rate over infrastructure, make it more habitable quicker, which will increase our population faster. Um, then we can worry about infrastructure later once it's easier to speed that up. All right, let's end this turn and take a look at combat.
System update.
Oh. Why are we not combating? They surrendered? Alright, you can have Altara, I don't care. Alright. So we just settled some additional colonists on this planet. And it's starting to actually come together pretty nicely. We're almost hitting the green for the habitable zone. Again, I've got infrastructure set low to increase terraforming. But yeah, here's the chunk of the budget that we're missing is this income right here. While terraforming it costs money to actually support that planet. Built some more ships over here, so we'll split them up. So this is how you split your fleets there. So you build, the more you build, the more you're going to need to do this. That's Mark III, so okay, I think that's all 5 ships. And you can do some special abilities, repair, scuttle if you don't need it anymore. Flag as guard, which the PDF ones are flag as guard. You can also come in and manage your fleets. And we'll rename this PDF X. So we don't know where I'm sending it yet. This is just kind of a backup fleet. Go over here to the PDF for this planet. And so we got our CNC ship coming out first. As always, where are my ships for this fleet? That's all for this fleet. Oh well, we'll just do it with this. So I'm not really wanting my command ship sitting in the front like that, so we'll move him back a little bit. We'll take my drone carrier, put him up front, and we'll flank him with... I'll move him up a little bit more. Flank him with some destroyers. And this allows you to set up what's coming in first. So for your first wave, so you can leave your tankers and repair ships and stuff in your reinforcement pool, so that they don't come into battle first, because those ones aren't very useful in combat and can actually be a detriment. You want your repair ship safe relatively, because you need to be able to repair your ships after the battle. Your tankers, yeah, they blow up really big and can actually damage any nearby ships, including your own. So good to kind of leave them in the reinforcements pool. I was zoomed in really far. So yeah, that's ship splitting, how to set up your fleets. I changed them up. We got some more ships coming in here. We got some colonizers we're building here. Where was I sending them to is the question. I don't remember where I was sending these colonizers. I think it's this one. Oh well, we'll call them X, because I can't remember. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Going into I thought there was a battle running. Yeah, right. This is going to take us a while, but will vastly speed up our ability to terraform, so it's worth it. As you can see, we've researched quite a bit more for this game than we started with in the other one. From weaponry to ship types and stuff. So we got quite a few more options now. With these guys. Oh, another. There we go. Center it. So yeah, this is our translations from our Xenotech. You can't set up any sort of agreements or even message opponents unless you know their race's language. So see, I've done all the way up to translate female dialect for the Morgai, so that I can set up non-aggression and alliances with them. The basic translate just gives you the ability to cease fire, which doesn't really even do any good. It just makes them less pissed off at you after you've shot at them. And then you get up all the way up to incorporate, and this allows you to have those races live on your planet, on your planets. Tailors habitats for them to live. Once you get further up the path, you've got ever increasing levels of translations. This allows you to do trading with them. Subjugate means you can just easily control other planets you run into of their race. Temperance allows you to negate the effects of the addicting, which lowers your morale and makes everything horrible. FTL economics allows you to start setting up trade areas, which you fill with freighters, and they start making you more money. But yeah, I haven't done that with this game yet. I'm still solidifying. So yeah, that's kind of the game. Oh, and you can do all sorts of neat stuff here. If you don't want to watch where your ships are all going, you can turn that off. I like seeing where ships are going and coming from, so I like leaving that on. Your sensor network, that shows you what you can accurately see in your areas. So, and you can actually increase the range of that through research. Political map shows you kind of a globule of who controls what. Axes, clicks, it matters for orienting yourself. If you get lost in the some of the galaxy types, you can actually kind of easily get lost in and get confused as to what ends up, what your front lines basically are. So that can be helpful. And once you unlock trade, it will give you another one of these bubbles, and you can see the cubes of space that are your trade windows, which is a whole nother level to the game. Which is I don't recommend it for beginners. The trade windows can be kind of complicated, and figuring out how many freighters to deploy and all that is once you get it going, it just does it automatically, but it's kind of confusing to begin with. So I'd hold off until you at least played a few turns. I thought I had a combat going down here. I guess not. I guess they gave up. So we're going to actually mark this for some habitation. on ice. And we need a PDF there. And our friend Necrops over here actually helped us with that battle. Got our main battle fleet there. I thought we still probably would have had one more turn of combat there. So I guess I can't show you the combat. Unless I do one later on. Maybe do a short video for combat basics once I get into some combat. Yeah, so I think we'll leave it off at there for right now. This kind of gives you a nice idea of the game. Oops. Again, highly worth the $10. And it hasn't been until very recently that you could even find a copy of this game anymore. And it, honestly, it wasn't that easy to find when it first released. So having it for $10 on Steam, and that also gets you all the expansions for it. So yeah, it's the base game and all the expansions for $10. Great deal. Great game to just sit and play with and have fun. Explore the different races, their type, what they can do, what they, and all that fun stuff. I'll leave the link to the store page down below in the description, as well as the link to the ACM mod, which I highly recommend. And you gotta kind of do a little bit of codey bits. And it's a little difficult to figure out how to put it in there, but it runs flawlessly on Steam. I've had no issues with playing it. I'm currently on Windows 7, so I don't know if Windows 10 is a little bit more difficult. But if you run into problems, there's some guides that he's got on the page to the link to download the mod that might help you with that. But I didn't have any problems with it with just the standard installation instructions he had. And it does just make the game a lot better, a lot more options, and makes it a little bit more fun. Also, it increases the research time. So, in the basic game, without it, it doesn't take very long to research stuff at all, which kind of makes it a little too easy, in my opinion. So, having that in there balances it out. He did a really good job with balancing the different elements that he added to it, making them take an appropriate amount of time to research and an appropriate amount to build for build costs. So it's nicely balanced. Makes things look a lot nicer for the humans, and just gives you a lot more fun stuff to play with, including point defense mounts, which are really happy. I like those. Anyway, I think that's probably run long enough. I've splurged about the game plenty there. And yeah, I hope you buy it and try it out. For $10, it's definitely worth the try. It might be a little rage-inducing to start with because it is very complex. It's an easy game to play, but very difficult to master, and you are going to need to master it at some point to get to more of the end game stuff. Otherwise, you'll just be outstripped by your opponents. And you can adjust the personal difficulties. You can leave them with like no money, no research, no plans to start with, and make it super easy for you. But I won't do that. Oh, it also comes with the manuals for all the game and all its expansions. So yeah, it gives you a lot of resources to learn the game and learn how to play it very well. If you have any questions about the game, you can hit me up in the comments. If you're having trouble with something, I might be able to give you a hand with it. Again, we'll talk to you later. Always remember, whatever you do, don't die. Later.